Hi guys, and welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings from the Heart. So today's reading is for the zodiac sign of Leo, and Leo, this is your February 2015 monthly general forecast. So Leo, for February, I'm seeing here that there has been kind of some awakenings going on, okay? Is that your eyes have almost been open to something, that you've had to kind of either let go of something, or maybe you're feeling in a state of suspension over something, but you're having to kind of like accept something. You know, you're having to, either in February or perhaps going on from now. Sorry, I'm just publishing a video here, so let me just press publish. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, this is for Pisces that I'm putting up at the moment. Yeah, so to me, it would signify, just looking at the first two cards anyway, that for some of you guys, you are having to accept the reality of something, okay? This is what I'm seeing here. And then I'm going to sort of talk you through the rest of the reading. Let me show you the first two cards. We've got the Tower and the Hanged Man. Yeah, now, usually with the Tower, we would, you know, traditionally this card, and I suppose the old traditional way of sort of interpreting the Tower card is that, you know, there's an unexpected event that's going to come in, and, you know, it's going to create chaos and all of this stuff. But that isn't really the sole meaning of this card at all. And I think, you know, you've got to kind of, with the tarot, you've got to interpret the cards based on what other cards are showing up with it, okay? So, you know, we can't just sort of interpret the cards one by one, you know, as singular things on their own, because everything ties into really to form a story. And as I always say with my readings, they are general, obviously, so you apply them to whichever part of your life you feel that they kind of resonate with, and it's as simple as that. But the way that I'm going to explain today this reading is that I think there's a situation here with the Tower card that, because the Tower card is also about kind of, because when the Tower crumbles, it crumbles on something that someone felt was kind of okay. So we felt that something was stable, we felt that something was potentially, you know, okay. And it could even be that whatever was stable, we knew wasn't stable, okay. So, for example, it could be that you're in a 20-year marriage, and you're kind of plodding along in that 20-year marriage, and it's stable in the fact that it's lasted 20 years. But you know that behind the scenes, you're not happy. So there is that instability with you going on there, and you know at some point you're going to have to do something about it. Either divorce or separate or something like that. Do you see where I'm coming from? And that's just like an example that I'm giving you. So really the Tower card is about kind of seeing the truth of something. When the Tower crumbles, it gives us a jolt. It wakes us up. It's like, wake up. Wake up to this, see it for what it is. This is the reality of what it is, and you've got to kind of like keep your eyes open to it, okay? Now this can also, with that kind of jolt and with that kind of breakdown of something that we kind of either held as being stable, or we kind of didn't really want to see as being unstable, we wanted to kind of ignore and say, no, that's okay. It can come with feeling a little bit of anxiety around that, because usually when something breaks down, whether we know it's going to break down or not, there is also following that anxiety that comes around with that, because we're no longer standing on something that, you know, we can rely on, whether that's something we want to rely on or not rely on or have to rely on. Do you see where I'm coming from? So I think for some of you guys in February, there is a situation here where you are having to face the truth of something. You're having to kind of face up to something. You have to face the reality of it. And I think along with the Hanged Man is one of those cards that talks about understanding and realising what your limits are. It's also a card about looking at things from a different perspective. But I think along with the Tower card, it again is about facing reality. This guy here, he's not moving. He's just like upside down. Now, if I know that if I was upside down and my foot I was hanging from a tree upside down, and I had one foot hanging on a branch, I wouldn't be like that. I'd be struggling. I'd be fearful. But this guy is not fearful. He's kind of like, he's accepted where he is. He's just accepted it. He's like, okay, this is what it is, and I'm just accepted that I'm hanging upside down, and it's okay. I'm just going to accept it. I don't know whether I mean, he looks okay about it because he's kind of got a smile on his face, you know. It's almost like he's kind of reconciled himself to it. And I think there is a case of here for some of you Leos in the month of February, where you've kind of reconciled yourself to something, potentially, where you've faced up to something, the realisation of something. There's a breakdown in something. There's something that potentially that seemed solid or stable or whatever, that has kind of ended or broken down, but it's just going to bring you onto a better path. And really with these two cards, it's saying you've accepted the limitation of the situation. You've accepted that the reality, the truth is staring you in the face potentially, but you've accepted it, or you're going to be accepting it in February. You're going to be kind of like, okay. These two cards are about letting go of old stuff that doesn't serve us. So potentially it could be that for some of you guys, you're letting go of something that doesn't serve you with the two cards, yeah? We then have the Three of Wands and the Star card. And the Three of Wands is all about that we have built our foundations now, okay? We've been successful with something, okay? And now we're kind of looking ahead into what else we can build, what else we can explore. And I think that with this card and looking at those other two cards, this card is about saying, I've accepted where I am. I've accepted the reality of a particular situation. I'm facing up to the truth of it. Now what else can I do to move myself forward? On this card there are ships that this guy is waiting to come in. Okay? It's like he's almost called. We can't see what he's doing with his other hand, so he might be even calling out to them. Okay, so you might be calling for your future to come, yeah? You might be calling, I want to see what's going on now. I want to kind of, you know, explore this other avenue now. I want to explore what else there is out there. I've accepted the truth of a situation. I've kind of accepted the limitation of a situation. And I'm going to be okay with that. Now what else can I explore? I've kind of, these cards to me signify release. Like you've released yourself from something potentially. For some of you Leo people, you've released yourself from something that was holding you back, or something that was kind of, you know, you've released yourself from a struggle, you know. It's almost like you've released yourself from a fight, from trying to hold something together. You've just released yourself from it. And you're kind of saying to yourself, you know what? You know what? I'm just going to kind of like start looking forward, okay? I'm waiting for my other ships to come in. There are other things that are coming in for me. And along with the Star card, it does show your optimism there for some of you guys. There is optimism going on there. There is still fear potentially here, you know. Because the Tower card does come with an element of feeling a little bit frightened about something. But I think with these two cards, it's more a case of that you've accepted a situation, you know. You've released it. You decided, you know what, I'm just gonna let it crumble. I'm just going to accept it. I'm just going to let go of this struggle because it's not serving me anymore. I can't be bothered with it. You know, where is it going to get me? I'm just going to release it. I'm just going to release it and let the universe do what it's doing. I get this energy around you guys for this. I don't know where this energy is coming from in this stream, but I feel this energy. If this resonates with any of you guys, please let me know. Because it's a very interesting reading as it goes on. So I feel within February, or potentially going on from now, for some of you Leo people, you're releasing yourself from something. You've decided to give up the fight on something because it's not serving you. And it's best if you just kind of release it and accept it. Accept the limitation of it. Accept that you need to release something old in order to bring something new in. And again, as I've said, we have this in the Three of Wands. You're waiting for new stuff to come in. You're waiting for these further shifts to come in. The two wands that are so firmly behind him are there behind him. You've got the third one in front of you, you know. You're holding on to that third one. You're holding on to something else. And you're waiting for those ships to come in. And with the Star card, there is a sense of hope and optimism around that. And you're having faith. You're trusting in something, that it's going to be okay. We then have the Empress card and the Four of Pentacles. So for the Empress card, the Empress is the pregnant lady, really, within the tarot. She's the person that gives birth to stuff. She's the person that nurtures stuff, you know. She's the person that has all the sort of creative ideas and kind of nurtures them. She kind of brings things to fruition. So I think in this case, for some of you guys, it's going to be a case of, you know what? I'm going to try and bring something to fruition. I'm going to try and bring some life into something else. I'm going to try and rebuild something else. It's almost like you're rebuilding something else. And I'm going to be holding on to it this time. I'm going to be holding on to it. Because within this Tower card, you're not holding on to anything within there. It's crumbling. It's falling apart. But you've accepted it. You've faced up to the truth of whatever it is that's not worked out, is falling apart. And you're kind of like saying, okay, I'm just going to let it fall. I'm just going to accept and release and let it go. I'm looking for new stuff to come in now. I'm looking forward. And I'm going to have faith about it. Okay, I'm going to be optimistic about it. I'm going to try and be as optimistic as I can. Because I know that the universe is behind me. I'm going to nurture this thing that I'm bringing in potentially within February, and I'm going to try and get it to grow. And this time I'm going to hold on to it. I'm really focused on being successful with this now. No more tower falling. This card, though, can also talk about the Four of Pentacles, that we have a fear of loss, so we hold on to stuff even more tightly. So potentially around whatever it is that you guys are going forward into in February, there will be that sense of trepidation. There will be that sense of, you know, I've got to hold on tightly to something because I don't want to lose it again. I don't want it to fall apart again. I don't want to have to start re-releasing struggles again, you know. Sorry, releasing struggles again. I'm going to hold on to this as firm as I can. And this card is saying you don't need to hold on. You just need to carry on doing what you're doing in the Hanged Man. You just need to carry on letting go and releasing stuff that doesn't serve you. So if there's any negative vibes going on with any of you guys, with whatever it is that you're kind of trying to give birth to or trying to kind of bring to fruition, don't hold on to the outcome so tightly. Okay, be aware obviously of your outcome and work towards that, which you are doing anyway within both cards. But don't hold on to it so tightly that you start to sabotage whatever it is that you're trying to move forward into. And then the final two cards we have are the Moon card and the Six of Wands. And again, you're experiencing some form of anxiety around this, okay? There is some form of anxiety there, because even though we're looking at you guys releasing something, letting go of something, accepting that there is a limitation with something, that something potentially wasn't going to move any further, that you had to be kind of like, okay, I'm okay where I am, I'm okay with whatever this difficulty is, or whatever this obstacle is, or whatever it is that hasn't worked out. It doesn't mean that just because you say you're okay and just because you're trying to feel okay, that you're still not going to have those times where you're feeling slightly anxious. So I think through February there will be some anxiety going on, and I think that would be potentially within the Four of Pentacles and the Moon card. But the Six of Wands says you're going to be fine. It's going to be absolutely fine for you, okay, because you will be able to release that. Okay, you will have some form of success. Your efforts are going to pay off. So whether that's your emotional efforts in trying to kind of like release something and get rid of it, or whether that's in starting up your own business, whatever it is that you're trying to go onto a new path with, or trying to kind of shift your energies into, there is going to be some success with that. Okay, your efforts are going to be rewarded, and it's going to pay off in whatever it is that you're going for. So Leo, really, really good reading for the month of February 2015. I wish you all the best. If this resonates with you guys, any of you guys, please leave me a comment and let me know, because it always helps my readings when I see that, okay? It always helps me to kind of tune into you guys a little bit more, because I really enjoy doing this channel, and I enjoy doing these readings, and I enjoy kind of looking at the cards and seeing what I can decipher from them, and just seeing if, you know, if they resonate with some of you guys, and just seeing what your stories are, which I find tremendously interesting. And I always feel so honoured when I receive your comments and your likes, you know, and your shares and stuff, so it's wonderful. So Leo, thank you so much for joining me. The ethos of this reading is really just to let go. Try to keep anxiety to a minimum, and try to keep positivity to a maximum, okay? That's really the ethos of this. You're on the right track, but you need to follow that track through. And sometimes, you know what, negative influences want to come in and they want to kind of scramble the brain and tell you that you can't do this and you can't do that because of this and because of that, but you can. Anything is achievable in this lifetime. Anything. Anything at all. But it's all starts up here. All starts up here. Okay guys, thank you so much for joining me. I love you loads, and I'll see you on your next reading, which should be your March 2015 General Tarot Monthly reading. I'll see you then, Leo. Take care.